There's something about music and the way it engages with us that it invites us to feel in ways that if we were just sitting in silence, we might not have the same sort of sense of emotional response. So you have the sad side of things, but then you also have kind of these upbeat and exuberant. We talked about times of celebration, whether you're talking about say parties or weddings or graduation or birthdays, where something about music and the way it moves and it builds and it grows evokes again a sense of joy and celebration in us, where it's almost self-feeding, like it feeds your sense of emotion. And then, for those that are actually, anybody musicians here? Few of y'all, yeah. And you get built up by the music and it pushes you into the creation of the music as well. And so it's just a unique thing about it. And this was the song we had playing when my wife and I walked down the aisle as husband and wife. So again, great kind of stuff with music that kind of evokes feeling within us. And so, when you think about that and you think about like the Psalms in particular, and they cover that range of emotion. You've got the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. And we get a glimpse at how God's people back in that time experienced and engaged with God. And they weren't really bashful about it. At times they expressed real frustration with God over where they were experiencing concerns and questions and laments and frustration and anger even in some cases, but then also just abject joy and praise, celebrating their delight in God, celebrating who God was, what God had done, how magnificent He was, His salvation, His protection, etc. And so it's neat to look at that kind of stuff, and it gives us a unique kind of perspective on what's happening there that I don't think we would experience or resonate with in the same way if these books were not part of the overall story and the canon of Scripture. And so it's a beautiful set of books that, while they don't fit within the story, they're invaluable. They're so important and precious, I think, to God's people, and have been throughout the history of Israel and now the church. And so, as kind of a flowing from that, God's people have always been creating praise and song and poetry, expressing how we've engaged with God and God has met us. And so we get to join in with that same lineage there as we go along.